For some reason, moviegoers have an obsession with shapes. We got the sphere, we got circle, we got the circle, triangle, the shape. But today, we're talking about one of those shapes in particular, the cube. Or just cube. A killer cube. No, not that one. Not that one. Or that one. Not even that one. There we go. Cube.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Jason, Mother is talking.
Alright, so the premise of this film is pretty simple. You got a bunch of strangers wake up together in their underwear inside a giant box. One of them's a student, one of them's a doctor, supposedly, one of them's a cop, the other one's an architect, and you got some other people. Nobody knows each other, and they don't know why they're there. And the duration of the film is spent on these strangers coming together, figuring each other out, working together so that they can get out of this essentially what is a giant death trap. Technically, this is a horror film, but it is more a psychological thriller. It's very based on melodramatic and these characters. It's even the same set with different lightings almost the entire movie, and you get some pretty good performances out of relatively unknown actors. At the beginning of this film, these characters are established, and at the beginning I thought that they were going to be stereotypes. I know who all of these people are, and I know what's going to happen to them, and this is going to be another paint by numbers thriller. But what I love about this film is that by the end of this film, I actually came to have strong feelings one way or another about each of these characters. I hated the main dude who at the beginning is established as sort of the rock of the group, and then by the end he becomes the most untangled. He is the most he becomes psychologically undone, and he's a different person, and I hated him by the end of it. And then the people I was like, oh, this is going to be so annoying by the end. They became the people I was rooting for most. I wanted them to get out of this thing. You know, a movie has done its job when it makes you care about the characters, especially when you start off going, oh boy, this is going to be a bumpy ride. Now, I'm trying not to spoil it for you because this movie, it takes so many clever twists and turns that you don't see coming. Every time something went wrong or something new was introduced or it took a turn, I went, ah! And I couldn't believe how invested I was. I will say, because it's the intro to the film. It opens with this random guy. He wakes up in the room, and he is sliced and diced. And then he falls apart into little cubes, like a character from Minecraft. And then somebody else dies pretty early on, not going to tell you who. His face goes the way of the dinosaur. It gets completely obliterated. That's pretty much where they spent their gore budget, because the rest of this film is not very gory. Like I said, it's more of a psychological thriller than it is a horror movie. And the sets, this cube, the same set that is just lighted differently every time. It's intricately and eerily detailed. It takes on different shapes, and it just feels like a new environment every time. And that is some very fine filmmaking. Of course, this is a late 90s horror movie, so you get those laugh out loud, both intentionally and unintentional moments. The student suddenly becomes a math whiz after they establish early on that she is just taking classes in college. It doesn't even say she's majoring or that she's going to be a math professor. She is just a student, and she's a genius. It's insane how all of a sudden she just becomes this world-class mathematician. And it's like the director said, just say what a college student would say. And then she just nailing left and right these the most generic college things. Like if you sat around on campus for 30 minutes, you would hear, obviously, I hate this. This is pointless. This sucks. But again, they managed to take that character and make me care about her by the end of the film. And then this lady who's supposed to be a doctor, she's a little loony. I really liked her, but it was kind of hard for me to buy her as a doctor. She kind of seemed like somebody the doctor would be seeing. She's shouting random things. Holy cats! That's an actual line of dialogue in this movie. Something Burt Ward would say in Batman back in the 60s. Holy cats, Batman! Again, you can tell this is a really 90s film. You can tell it's the time where CGI is, which there's not a whole bunch of it in this film, but you can tell that when they use it sparingly, and that CGI is still in its infancy, and so some of the special effects, some of the bigger scale things are a little cheesy, especially compared by today's standards. Although I have to say, I have seen worse CGI from movies that have come 10, some 20 years later. And there's some overacting in the third act. Again, not really top talents in the industry, but they're solid. This whole film does a solid job. And if you're looking for a movie to fill your 31 days of Halloween, a horror movie every night, I highly suggest you hop on Amazon and rent this. Anyway, guys, Cube, late 90s horror movie. This is something actually that I would want to see remade. I'm going to make a video about my highly anticipated remakes, whether they're in development or not. That's going to be on this list. I give Cube a solid B. And if you like this video, guys, please be sure to click the thumbs up, subscribe. I got plenty movie reviews. I do trailer reactions. I do Blu-ray special edition unboxings. Sometimes I crack open a comic book, take a look at one of them. I also have a Movie Minutes blog. I do a lot of writing. So I post content more often in terms of articles. You can check that out in the link to my Movie Minutes blog, the description below. There you can also find the links to my Movie Minutes social media. And Cube is kind of a popular movie, guys, so if you've seen this and you're one of the followers, cult followers of this film, hit me up in the comment section below. Tell me why you love Cube. And if you have never seen this film, let me know if you're interested. And if you don't like Cube, let me know why. I want to hear from you guys. Let's talk about Cube. Alright guys, until next video, thanks again for watching. Take care.